This is The Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studio. This is the Ramsey Show, where America hangs out to have a conversation about your life and your money. My name is Anthony O'Neill, host of the popular YouTube and podcast show, The Table with Anthony O'Neill, and co-hosting with me today is the national syndicated host, Ken Coleman, the host of the Ken Coleman Show, the #1 career show in the world. And today we are really excited to be talking with you here on the Ramsey Show because we're going to be talking about your life, your money, your careers, how to land your dream job. And then once you get the dream job, I'm going to show you how to get some more money, pay off some debt, and build wealth.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That is.
You know, you want to make more money, let's get you a better job. People ask all the time on the Ken Coleman Show because they know I'm a part of Ramsey Solutions. Hey, Ken, can I change jobs while I'm in the baby steps? And the answer is yes, because I do not prescribe that anybody jump off of a mountaintop. Whee! You know, we're just going to take a big risk. No. That's not necessary. And some of you out there are feeling like you know what you want to do, but you don't know how to get there. We'll take your calls on that today. I'll give you a very, very clear path on how to get there. Some of you know what you want to do, how to get there, but maybe you got some family holding you back. You got some money problems holding you back. That's where AO comes in, and we'll work through that and get you on a plan. And when you get your money plan going, well, then you can actually move towards that dream job a whole lot faster. So we're taking your calls all across the board about your life. We're really excited. So what are you waiting on? I think somebody out there right now been listening. They're going, all right, I'm going to call. I'm going to trust these guys.
And if you are, 888-825-5225, 888-825-5225. Ken Coleman, Anthony O'Neill, we are here to take your phone calls. And we're going to go out to Boston. And I love Boston because we have Terry out there. Terry, good afternoon. How can Ken and I help?
Hey, hello. Thank you both for taking my call.
Yeah.
My question today is regarding purchasing a used car.
Mm-hmm.
I've been following the steps, and we're on 4, 5, and 6. And I need a new car, but I'm not going to buy a new car. Yeah. So my question is, when purchasing a used car, do you recommend certified pre-owned versus just pre-owned? That's one. Do I buy a warranty on these things if I were to do it? And if I pay cash, typically do the dealers negotiate when purchasing used cars?
Man, Terry, this is such a great question because I'm actually in the middle of this literally right now. I totaled my vehicle back on February 14th, actually Valentine's Day. And so I am in the process of doing that. But here's the very first thing, Terry, that I want to ask you. What's your budget? So I'm not worried about a warranty. I'm not worried about CPO, a certified pre-owned car. What's your actual budget? That's what you need to ask yourself first.
Right. Well, presuming I get about 4 for my current car, I would pay a total of 18.
Okay.
So that would be like 14 of my own.
Cool.
So, plus a trade-in.
So that's your budget. You have $14,000 cash plus your budget. Then the next question you got to ask yourself is, what's your ideal car? Then once you identify that ideal car, you're going to do some research around that car, okay? What's the maintenance on the car? How many miles do they tend to start having issues? You're not really looking at, okay, hey, I want to get a warranty. I want to get a CPO. There's nothing wrong with getting a certified pre-owned vehicle. Don't get me wrong with that part. But the very first question is budget, your ideal car, do the research, and then from there determine the car's value. If you're getting a Honda, if you're getting a Nissan or a Toyota, man, those cars are reliable. You don't need a warranty on those kind of cars. So I would not be concerned about a warranty because here's the truth: they're going to charge you $4,000 for a warranty that only costs them $500.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't do it. Ken, you have any ideas?
I would just add one thing. I thought what you said is absolutely spot on. I would say that any reputable seller of a car, whether that be a dealer, a used dealer, dealer or a person in the marketplace, a direct seller, tell them you want your mechanic to check it out.
Yes.
And so you can provide something to them where they know you're not going to steal the car. They know how to find you. And I would take the car and get it checked out. That would be the only thing from a warranty standpoint. It's not a true warranty, but hey, I'm going to have my mechanic look this car over and go, this is the shape it's in. A mechanic on a car like that adds to the research that AO told you to do, which is, hey, how do these cars do? I'm not going to mention any names, but there are certain cars that are very nice premium cars that once they get to about 100,000 miles, it's just a problem waiting to happen.
Absolutely. Can you hit that dead on, man? I'm actually having the car that I'm looking at purchasing.
You got a guy looking at it?
Yeah, I had the actual dealer looking at it.
Oh, good.
So that's one thing. If you don't have a mechanic, hey, take it over to the dealer, give them $100 and they'll do a certified pre-inspection. To where they'll go through it like they were about to sell in their car lot, and they'll let you know, hey, here are the issues, but these are not major issues. So do the research. But the key thing here, though, is America, you set your own budget. When you set your budget, if it's $15,000, then find your ideal car within the budget. Do not do, hey, I want this car, and then will it fit in this budget? And if it doesn't, then you up your budget. Do not do that. So that's the very first thing I would say. Going out to New York City, let's have a conversation with Danielle. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I have it's a little bit complex question, but hopefully you guys can help me out.
Yeah.
So I have a great job. I work for the state of New York, and but as everybody knows, New York is a very expensive state. I pay a lot of taxes. My mortgage is what I owe my house is not that much, but the taxes just kill me.
Yeah.
Now, my wife, I'm married. I have 3 kids. I make about $75,000 a year. My wife works part-time and stay-at-home mom part-time also. But we are in baby step 2. I saved my $1,000, and I just have so much debt. Not so much debt, but I owe about $12,000 in credit card. I have a pension loan that's about $5,000, and my wife has a student loan that's $20,000. Now, the issue I'm having is, because of my mortgage and the taxes, I'm pretty much house poor. My money goes all in what my house is, my bills, my utilities. Now, there's an opportunity where my grandfather, I could buy his house for really low price in Florida. It consists of me starting over. And I don't know, it's not a right away kind of thing, but it's more of a future thing. If that's something I should do or consider doing, I don't know.
Well, I think you have to consider it because of the financial opportunity, but you only consider it as that. Okay, if we move to Florida, our housing all of a sudden gets way, way, way more affordable. But what do you want to do with your life? What work do you want to do? Do you like the work you're in? You have to look at the whole picture. How's your wife feel about it? The kids are probably young enough. They don't care. It doesn't really matter. But I think since that's a long-term opportunity, Anthony, I think, Daniel, what you've got to do is we got to figure out how to get your housing situation better right now. This Florida thing's not something that's happening anytime soon. So in order for you to get out of these baby steps a little bit faster, let's look at how we can sell that home and maybe sacrifice our living to have a much cheaper living arrangement now to make progress for the future.
Absolutely, man. And sorry for calling you Danielle, man. Moving too quick, Daniel. I own that one, man. Hey, this is The Ramsey Show.
What makes our show unique is that we genuinely care about our listeners. We're intentional about choosing the best advertisers to recommend. Blinds.com is no exception. They offer high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices, and they make it simple to shop blinds, shades, and interior shutters with easy online ordering, free shipping, and a guaranteed perfect fit. Go to Blinds.com and take advantage of this week's special savings.
This is the Ramsey Show, and Jack is with us in New Orleans. Good afternoon, Jack. How can Ken and I help?
Hey, thanks for taking my call, y'all.
Yeah.
I am wondering about how to help support my mother. She doesn't need it right now, but she doesn't have enough saved up to retire when she wants to. And I have the opportunity to make either a lot of money in my future career or less money. The trouble is a lot of money is going to come with a lot more work and not necessarily doing the kinds of things that I necessarily really love doing. And I'm just trying to figure out how to prioritize that.
So are you asking that question as if which decision do I make, which is best for me or best for my mom? Sounds like that's how you're asking that. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to thread the needle here. I want to do both, I guess.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I know you want to help your mom, but you don't want to take that career path that makes a lot of money but has a lot of other sacrifices. Correct?
Yeah, you'd be right about that.
The only reason you're even considering it is because you think it'll put you in a position to help your mom play catch up. Correct?
Well, I mean, it would be nice. I got about $40,000 in student loan debt, and the benefit of that would be that I'd pay it off quicker, right? And that's nice. But okay. I'm pretty decent at I'm pretty decent at budgeting and saving money, right. and so I don't need to do that. I don't think.
All right. So my point is, I'm trying to help you hear how you sounded, because the answer to that is no. Yeah. I'm never going to recommend somebody, and AO wouldn't either, to go work in a career or go pursue something that is going to cause all kinds of other long-term sacrifices that are not necessary to be made. You don't have to make those kind of, I don't like it, it's not something I do, but I'm just doing it to make more money and help mom out. So that needs to come off the table. Now, how to help mom, to sit down with her, I'll let AO take that one. But I mean, this is sitting down with mom and going, hey, mom, we got to start to take this really seriously. Yeah. And where do you want to be? What is that? What do you want that to look like? I tell you what I'd do first. I'd have her go to Chris Hogan's website, chrishogan360.com, and I would do the Retire Inspired calculator just to get some real numbers. It's a really wonderful tool, and then she knows what she's dealing with. But reality and clarity is what we need right now with mom. But I don't think, that outside of helping mom with a plan, helping mom with a goal, but you to make a professional decision, even in small part, to help mom, that's not on you, brother. That's not on you.
Yeah, no, I agree. How old is your mom?
She's 55.
55. Okay, cool. And she has no savings at all?
She has about 100 in retirement. 100.
Okay, so she has about $100,000 in retirement, and anything else? Does she have any debt right now?
Her house. She's got about 100 left on the house. 100
left on the house, $100,000 in retirement. Okay, and then any kind of income coming in right now?
She currently works. She's a nurse, but she works in like a high intensity kind of nursing, and she's already talking about how much strain is taken on her working so hard. And so I have a feeling that she's going to step down into a lower paying position soon. Cool.
Well, Jack, I want to tell you, man, I appreciate your heart as a son. I can tell that you love your mother. I can tell that you want the best for your mother. I want to echo what Ken said. I totally 100% agree with him. But I think now is the time you got to have a real good conversation with your mom. I would definitely say, take your mom out to a nice dinner, man, and you pay for it. And say, Mom, let's dream here. Where are we going in the future? I'm concerned. I love you. I want the very best for you. But how can we set you up to win so this doesn't impact me and my family down the road? But how do we start making decisions now that impact your tomorrow, that impacts your retirement, that impacts your future, all of our futures? And just walk through the steps with your mom. Definitely get her plugged into our colleague here, Chris Hogan. Have her go to chrishogan360.com, walk her through the retirement calculator, and just start figuring out what can we do to start setting her up to win. But how you help your mom is just by having the conversation, not by putting more stress onto you and your family, personal family. And so that's what I definitely recommend. But I appreciate your heart, my brother. And I believe God is going to bless you for your heart. But just have the conversation, man.
All right. I appreciate y'all.
Hey, no problem at all. No problem at all. Man, Brad is with us in Wisconsin. Brad, good afternoon. How can we help?
Question isn't for me, guys. Well, first of all, thanks for taking my call. This is for our 19-year-old son. He was homeschooled through high school, got a 30 on his ACT, loves God, volunteers at church, and he decided to take his first year after high school to work. And true to his word, he has been working like a dog, and he's doing very well at work, but he doesn't know what he wants to do. He is self-taught in graphics. He built his own piece.
Oh, we lost him. Boy, we're getting to the good part.
I know. It was getting good, man. I was about to say,
boy, it was.
Okay.
We're going to try to get him back.
We're going to try and get him back.
So let's set this up while we try to get him back. So here's a dad whose son, very bright, says, Dad, I want to take a gap year and I'm going to work. Yeah. And he has. Yeah. So he's busting it. Yeah. Right? And so he's like, but he doesn't know what he wants to do. Well, 19-year-olds have limited life experience, AO. True. So what do we want to do? As parents, we don't want to get concerned about that because we got a kid who's very intelligent, probably done very well in school, has been working, he said, like a dog, been working hard. Yeah. And so that puts him in a situation where we've got a character kid. We got a kid who's got good character. Yeah. So what do we want to do? We want to go in and get some themes, and I'm going to see if we can get this from Dad when we get him on the line. We want to get some themes of the type of work, and we already started to hear it. He's self-taught with graphics. Yep. And right before he got disconnected, he said he likes to build. And so it sounds like to me we got a kid who, AO, with his head and with his hands, he likes to be active and creative in some form or fashion. So what we want to do, parents, is we want to look for the themes that we've been watching these kids with their whole life. What are the themes? What do we see where they're really, really good at something, AO? They naturally are gifted. Other kids, or maybe even another kid in the home, struggles with one issue or one topic, and this kid excels. That's the talent piece. And then what makes their heart get real excited when they're engaged in it? That's the passion piece. And the last piece is, what do they want to produce in the world? What result do they want to put out here in the world that makes them feel like I have done something that matters deeply to me because I see a direct result of my work? That's mission. Talent, passion, mission. So the way that works, AO, a purpose sentence for anybody, parents out there looking to start this conversation with your kid, here's what it looks like. You were created to use what you do best, that's your talent, to perform work that you love to do, that's passion, to accomplish results that matter deeply to you, that's mission. Yes. That's your purpose. Now, you can fill in the details. For AO, it's a little bit different for me, right? Yep. But that's how we begin to see this. And for a 19-year-old, when you got a kid, you're going, oh, they just don't know what they want to do yet. Well, they have a pretty decent idea. You just got to be okay digging, AO. Yeah. You were a youth pastor for years. You've had these conversations with parents and kids.
Absolutely. But Ken, I'm going to ask you this question. He was a smart kid.
Very smart.
How come he didn't go to college?
I suspect because I wish Dad was on the line. We're going to try to get him on the line. I suspect it's one of two things, maybe both. One, the kid kind of knows, I'm not sure that traditional college is the best way to get where I want to go. Right. But that's almost taboo to a lot of families. Yes. For a kid to even say that. And then the second reason is I think he's wondering deep down what he really wants to do, and he's trying to figure it out. It's one of both. So he's going, I actually just want to take a year, because he may be one of those kids who goes, I just want to see what it is before I commit to something else. He could be that mature. It's not crazy to think that he could be that mature to go, I'm not sure yet, so I'm going to work a little bit, save up some money, and maybe he's read debt-free degree. Am I right? I love it. There's a third reason why he didn't go.
I wish we could take a poll right now. If your kid was this smart, I want y'all to answer this out loud while you're driving in your cars, while you're watching this on YouTube. If your son or daughter was smart and they came to you and said, Mom, Dad, I don't want to go to school, I want to go work, would you tell them, no, you're going to school or you're working? When we come back, we may talk about that a little bit more. Hey, I love this one. We got to get him back on the line, Kelly. This is The Ramsey Show. 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225. This is The Ramsey Show, the one and only national syndicated host, the number one career radio show in the world. And I mean that. I know my producer's saying in the world. Yeah, you can listen to him on podcasts. Ken Coleman. And my name is Anthony O'Neill, host of the popular YouTube show, The Table with Anthony O'Neill. And before, actually not right before the break, but on our last segment, Brad was on the line and he was raving about his son and just speaking highly of him. And unfortunately, we got disconnected. So, Brad, we want to come back to you and we really want to finish this conversation because it sounds like you have a sharp young man and we want to help you out however we can. So go ahead and finish what you started before we got disconnected.
Yeah, well, hope this one works better. Thanks for calling me back.
Yeah.
Our son Mike is an amazing young man. He's always been able to have conversations with adults. He was homeschooled by his mom, as are his two brothers, all the way through K through 12. He is self-taught graphic artist. He has done some graphics for his youth group at church.
Yeah.
He assembled his own computer at 16, an avid reader, loves to work out. And at his job, they tried to make him a manager at 16, but had to wait until he was 17 because that was their policy. And he just doesn't know what he wants to do. He knows he doesn't want to take on a bunch of student debt, chasing a degree he may or may not want at this time. And he's got like $20,000 saved up. My wife and I are everyday millionaires. We both grew up without any spoons in our mouths whatsoever, just hard work and getting after it. And it hurts me to see him not have any direction. I know if he went to a university in the People's Republic of Wisconsin, he would get in trouble because he's very opinionated, very conservative, and loves the Lord. And I don't think it would go well for him. So, okay, guys, given that, what would you tell this kid?
Well, first of all, I want to talk to you. Before I tell you what to tell him, I want to tell you, Dad, you need to relax.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm serious. You're a good man. But you need to relax. You got yourself a rock star in the waiting, and you're hurt.
Oh, he is.
I know, but you can't, like, on one hand, you just gave us this glowing resume of your son, and I believe it. But on the other hand, you're like, well, it just hurts that he doesn't know what he wants. He's 19, and he's a kid who knows enough to say, I don't want to commit to college and go into some type of financial situation that is not sustainable long term. He doesn't want to go into debt for something he's not sure he'll use. This is a kid who's actually really, really, really level-headed, and you and your wife have done a fantastic job, and I applaud you for that. So number one, Dad, he's 19. I think you need to do what most parents won't do and go, hey, kid, man, I'm proud of you. 20 grand you've raised. Keep working. Let's work on some ideas. Let's explore some ideas. Let's experiment a little bit with some things that you may want to do, and don't put any pressure on him to go to school. You're already worried about him going to a state school and being a fish out of water or something to those lines, is what you said. So here's the thing. What has the kid always done very, very well? You tell me.
Well, to back up, we've already had that discussion with him.
Good.
We've told him several times how proud we are of him. He's an amazing kid. And I've told him, I said, Micah, if I had it to do over again, I wish I didn't go to college right out of high school. I says, no pressure, my friend. I said, we love you. We'll support you. What does he like to do? He loves doing graphics.
Good.
And anything computer related. He's that kid that if you have a problem with your computer, you go up to him and you say, this isn't working. Can you tell me why? I can give you half an hour on why it's not working and how to fix it.
What is he doing now? Is that related to the job he's doing now?
No, when he was 16, he started working at a restaurant it's a popular burger and fry place. It opened over 2 years ago.
Okay.
He was one of their first employees, and now he's been a manager for a year and a half or so.
Here's what I want you to do tonight. I want you to ask him if he knew that he could not fail, but he didn't have to commit for the rest of his life, what profession would he try for fun? Just a fun adventure. And my guess he's going to say something to do with graphic design or something technology related. Wouldn't you guess?
Yes, you're correct.
Then let's get him in that.
Absolutely.
Go online tonight, get him to say that, and then you go, awesome. let's do some research together. How can me and your mom support you to try several things in that area? So have him list out. Graphic design, maybe 1. I'm making this up right now. Video game design 2, whatever he says.
Yeah.
And then go online and look for training programs that are online, and it could be at a state school. It could be at a non-traditional, non-college type thing. Could be just a private sector training thing. I tell you right now, you need to go to betheltech.net, Brad, right now. betheltech.net. They sponsor and partner with the Ken Coleman Show, and they're training people. You ready for this? In less than 9 months and less than $15,000, they're getting people ready for the technology industry, and they have an 85% emplacement rating, starting at $75,000 and up.
Would you be surprised to know that my lovely bride already brought that up to him several months ago?
Well, great. So
at Bethel, and we asked him. He said, "What about Bethel?" And he said, "Well, I don't want to get a job that I can be replaced by." He seems to think that kind of work eventually is going to be obsolete or replaced.
If he's 19, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But here's the point. Here's the point.
Don't tell him. I said, "You're 19."
Here's the point. I'm just giving you them as one option. If he wants to do graphic design and things of that nature, then get him a graphic design training program. See if he can get a job locally. He's 19.
Yeah.
He's got a good paying job. What if he shadowed a couple of graphic designers in your area? What if he worked for free for a couple hours a week, 5 to 10 hours a week, if you will, following somebody around? Those are the things that he needs to do right now, Brad. And once he gets a hold of it and he tastes it and he sees it and he gets experience with it, he's going to come up with it. But you've got to encourage him and push him towards the path he's already looking down.
Yeah.
Don't overcomplicate this.
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it at all. And Brad, also, I want to say this. He's 19. Let him make some mistakes. Don't fight him on everything that he says. Don't fight him on everything that he does. Hey, give him
let
the
him
suggestions.
Explore.
Yeah, and just really let him explore. America, do you ever feel like you will always be stuck paying off your debt? Or that you'll never have extra money to save and spend how you want? If that sounds like you, then it's time for a new way of thinking. You have to believe you can get rid of debt and take control of your money. Because here's the thing, you can, and it will not take nearly as long as you think it will. With Ramsey Plus, we'll kick you off with 90 days of guided help so you can put more of your money back in your bank account, not theirs, but yours. You'll learn practical ways to get small, consistent wins that add up to big, huge results and better habits. And that means you'll get where you want to be faster, 100% debt-free, and spending your money without worry. This year, you can, I'm going to say this again, you can make more progress on your debt and saving than you ever have. Get Ramsey Plus and start living the life you want faster. To reset your money and to start Ramsey Plus for free. America, for free. Do me a favor. Actually, no, do yourself a favor. Go to DaveRamsey.com. That is DaveRamsey.com right now and sign up for Ramsey Plus 100% free for 90 days. Listen, Ramsey Plus changed my life years ago, Ken. Because inside of Ramsey Plus is Financial Peace University. Mm-hmm. And when I took that class, I was drowning in debt. I didn't really understand the power of true stewardship. And I mean, when I took that class, not only did I understand the biblical meaning of stewardship, the correct meaning of stewardship, but now I knew how to move forward. Now I know how to move forward with my finances. And I'm telling everyone right now, Financial Peace University, inside of Ramsey Plus, with all the great stuff Ramsey Plus offers, you are missing out if you're not a part of this community. Join the community, and I promise you, it will change not just your life, but your kids' life, but your family's life. This is The Ramsey Show. 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225. We have one phone line just opened up. Kelly is standing by, and she will, I was about to say happily take your phone calls. She's always happy to answer your phone calls, but she chooses who actually makes it through. So give her a call, let her know the question, and she will let you know if you can come through. If you make it through, Ken and I would love to talk to you, just like how we're about to have a conversation with Paul in Dallas, Texas. Good afternoon, Paul. How can Ken and I help?
Good afternoon, guys. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah.
So look, I just started listening to the show last month. We are currently on baby step number 2. My household income is $89,000. I'm the only one that works.
Okay.
My wife stays home with our 1-year-old baby. And my question is, the only debt that we have is my car,
Okay.
Which is around $32,000.
$32,000.
Yeah, $32,000.
What kind of car is this?
This is a Lincoln Nautilus.
Oh, okay. So you driving nice. What year is it?
Yeah, it's a 2019.
Okay, yeah, you driving real nice.
Yeah, I wish that I would have known that the baby was coming and I would have gotten something else.
Yeah, I understand.
Anyways, so but that's the only debt that we have. We don't have any credit card debt or anything else. But my question is, like I was saying, I just recently started listening to the show, so I'm already contributing 15% of my income between my 401k at work and my Roth IRA. And my 401k is also Roth, so I have both on Roth. My question is, obviously, I'm trying to pay off the car as quickly as I can. At least that's my plan. So my question is, should I pause my 401k contributions to then use that extra money to send on top of what I already sent for my car and try to pay that off as quickly as I can?
Well, Paul, what you just said sounds so beautiful. Like you literally just answered your own question. That sounds amazing. What you just said is, should I pause investing into my future so I can take care of my present, so I can set my future up to be sitting on solid foundation? Yes. So the answer to your question is absolutely. You have 2 scenarios here, okay? And scenario number 1 is, some people are probably screaming, he needs to go sell the car. That's what probably a lot of people are saying. If you go sell the car and you go buy you something cash and used, I don't have a problem with that. But with this being your only debt compared to your income, I don't have a problem with you keeping it as long as you get aggressive after it. But if I think you and your wife need to sit down and say, hey, you know what? This is a lot of car. Okay. If it's $30,000 right now, this means you probably bought it at 50. You bought it brand new?
Yeah, it was brand new. It was like, I guess, 43, 44 brand new.
Yep. 43, 44, and after taxes, you paid about $50,000. And so you've already have about $12,000, $13,000 invested into this vehicle. So if I was in your shoes, with this being your only debt, I'm going to stop all my investments. I'm going to figure out how can I even generate an extra $15,000 this year to go towards that. I'm trying to figure out how do I have this car paid off within the next 6 months before the baby comes. That's what I'm really trying to do. And if you look at it and you see you can't pay it off this year, within the next 6 months to a year, by the end of this year, I'm selling the car. I'm going to sell the car and I'm going to buy me something cash. But if you can get aggressive, Paul, I would say keep it, just pay it off.
Okay. Yeah, because my only concern was that, I'm shooting to retire by 57.
Okay.
So my only concern was I'm probably going to lose out a year or maybe like 15 months, while I pay off the car, in the sense that I won't be contributing. That was my only concern because, I don't really want to go over, like 57 will be ideal and I know I can make it, but I don't really want to go over 60.
All right, Paul.
Right?
So Paul, let's just jump in here. How much is the car worth today if you sell it? Kelly Blue Book value.
$26,000.
Okay, so you're upside down in it.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot.
Well, so again, you get to determine. I mean, first of all, you're not going to lose that much ground.
No.
That's a myth that you're going to lose that much ground on your retirement investing. You're going to be able to make up ground by the amount of money you're going to put into it when you're debt free. So I would go at this car everything you've got, and again, I'll just tell you, this is me personally. I think AO is absolutely right. I don't disagree with what he's saying. I'm going to tell you, if it was me feeling what you're feeling, I'd sell the car. Dave's given this advice before, and I'd go get the $6,000 difference in a loan, and then whatever cash you got, you get something that's just reliable, a $5,000 car or whatever, and then pay off that $6,000, and then you're right back into the plan. That's what I would do. That would speed everything up.
Yeah, a whole lot. Do you have any savings at all right now?
What I have is $1,400 for baby step one.
Okay.
That's all that I have. I know I'm getting at least like $5,000 on my tax refund this year.
Okay.
That I'm planning to put towards the car, right?
Okay.
So I know that's coming in probably late this month.
Okay.
Because I already filed my taxes.
Yeah.
So that will be extra money that I'll have coming in. But other than that, I have $1,400 in savings.
Yeah. So
and then I don't know if it helps you guys. I'm also like I have around $84,000 right between my 401k and my Roth.
Okay.
And I'm 33 years old.
Yeah. So
you're in great shape.
Yeah, you're in great shape.
You're
man.
fine.
Yeah.
Just knock this car out.
Yeah.
However you choose to do it, knock the car out. You're not going to get behind on retirement.
Yeah. And Paul, here's the thing, man. You have to sit down and ask yourself, do I want to? It should not take you a year and a half to pay off this car if you're going to decide to keep the car. Mm-hmm. You have to get aggressive after it. You have to say, in the next 6 months, I'm going to attack this thing. Or you could take Ken's suggestion is go sell it, take out a loan for the $6,000. For those of y'all are hearing this, oh my goodness, they're saying take out a loan. Listen, he's going from a $30,000+ loan down to a $6,000 loan. He paid off a lot of debt right there. So we don't have a problem with that. But the problem he's going to run into is, he doesn't have the cash to go purchase the car.
Well, that's where I take that tax refund. I go buy myself a $4,000 car.
Exactly.
And then I put $1,000 on the $6,000, and now I only owe $5,000, and I'm rocking and rolling.
Yep. So
there's just ways to do it.
Absolutely. And making $90,000 a year, I'm trying to figure out how do I generate another $15,000 to have this car paid off within 6 months. Yeah. It's a nice car, car. And so I would get aggressive on my end, especially at 33 years old. Man, he could be driving for Uber. He could be driving. We met a young lady not last week, but the week before that, Ken. I don't know if it was John. Me and John met a young guy. He made $78,000 in 1 year driving for Uber.
Yeah.
So if you get aggressive, if you are determined, it can happen.
Yes,
and
sir.
It will happen.
Yes.
But you have to be the one to say, you know what? I'm going to do this. Mm-hmm. And so there's no way in the world I'm making $90,000. It's going to take me a year and a half to pay off a car.
And here's another way. I mean, we just say he could go bust it, work a couple jobs, take that tax payment, and he could actually get that car what he owes on the car down to where if he sells it, he does make some money.
Absolutely.
So I mean, we've given him 3 ways to get there. The reality is, though, Paul, AO's right. It's the right question. Yes. You need to walk the baby steps out. We pause retirement and we walk out the baby steps. You got the $1,000 in the emergency fund, and now we're going to pay the car off. Then we get to the 3 to 6 months emergency fund. Then we start doing 15% towards our retirement. So walk it out. You're 33 years young.
Yes.
You're in good shape. You're going to be fine. You're going to make up so much more ground walking the plan.
Absolutely, man. And then what's the point of investing into your future and you don't even have an emergency fund? You might have a child come. No, get out of debt, get your 3 to 6 months set aside, and then boom, start investing into not just your future, but even now your new child's future. Come on now. Let's think, America. Let's think. Oh, man, this is a great hour, Ken. Always
fun to be with you.
Always fun. I want to thank Kelly, James, and everybody in the studio over there. This is The Ramsey Show.
it's Kelly, associate producer and phone screener for The Ramsey Show. If you would like to do your debt-free scream live on the show, make sure you visit daveramsey.com/show and register. We would love for you to come to Nashville and tell your story.
This is The Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studio. This is The Ramsey Show, where America hangs out to have a conversation about your life and your money, and especially today, your career moves. My name is Anthony O'Neill, host of the popular YouTube and podcast show, The Table with Anthony O'Neill, and co-hosting with me is #1 national best-selling author and also host of the #1 career show, in my opinion, in the world, Ken Coleman.
Thank you. The Ken Coleman Show is very creative. We spent many, many hours and lots of dollars coming up with that creative name.
I know. That was very creative. I was wondering, where did you get the Ken Coleman from?
And hey, listen, so we're going to do a little Ken Coleman Show along with The Table with Anthony O'Neill, plus some Ramsey Show all together. We're talking about your life, your money, and we'll take your calls about, hey, I'm not where I want to be. I need a bigger shovel, Ken. Help me figure out how I can do something I'm good at, something I love, create results I want, and make the money.
Hey, man, so when you make the money with Ken, come over and holler at me, and I'll show you how to use the money.
That's it.
So this is a tag team right here.
It works well.
You know what, Kelly, James, we need to do this more often.
Oh.
Okay? Career, get the money. Me, I'll show you how to spend the money, how to use it wisely. Let's go ahead and make this happen. As a matter of fact, I'll talk to Dave. I'll tell him he can take some time off, and we'll take care of it this week.
Yeah, copy me on that. Kelly wants to be copied on that as well, because things really go well when people tell Dave things.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to tell him. You know what, Dave?
I'm going to tell Dave. That's what I'm going to
do. Go golfing 2 more days. On me, as a matter of fact.
Oh. Well, he probably will.
He probably will.
If you're paying, then man knows how to save a buck. He knows how to save a buck.
Oh, man. Hey, this is The Ramsey Show. Give us a call. Kelly is standing by the phone lines right now. 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225. I see one line is open, but right now we're going to go out to Minneapolis and talk to Andrew. Andrew, good afternoon. How can Ken and I help?
Ken and Nancy, thank you so much for taking my call today. My wife and I are currently in FPU, and it's been such a blessing for us. We walked into this with $143,000 of non-mortgage debt, and in the past 5 weeks of doing this class, we've been able to pay off roughly $15,000.
Wow! Way to go, Andrew. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, come on, somebody.
Come on. Yes, sir.
I feel the Lord.
Yeah, right. And it's all because we've done a lot of the steps, right? We've been able to renegotiate things from internet to we've cut out cable and stopped acting normal, right?
There we go.
And got the budget going, and then, looked at universal life policies and like, this is crazy. What are we thinking, right? So getting into terms. So we were able to flow about an extra, doing all those steps, about an extra $800 a month just to our bottom line. We have a little money to play with, but we're, like I said, we're in baby step 2 and wanting to pay off that $143,000. And deep in my soul, I just want to continue to be gazelle. And I have a great job, and our net income is roughly about $107,000 a year.
Okay.
And I want to pick up a side gig, and I have a passion for real estate, and I always enjoy it. I love learning about it and watching my friends buy homes and stuff like that. And I have this desire possibly to get my real estate license, but I know it's going to be roughly $1,000 up front, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm sitting on roughly now, let's call it $123,000 in debt. Is it wise for me in this current state and being in baby step 2 to invest that $1,000 to get my real estate license to help continue to be gazelle and do that on the side while I do my normal gig? I'll be quiet and listen to you guys.
How much research have you done into what it takes to win as a real estate agent? with the amount of time that you're going to have, because you got a full-time job. So have you done any research talking with some successful people on what it takes to get started, how many hours they recommend? I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, and to be completely transparent, there hasn't been a lot of deep dive recently. It was something that was on my mind 3, 4, 5 years ago. So I sat down with a couple real estate agents and brokers in the area, and almost every single person was like, "You can't do this part time. You can't do this part time."
That is true.
But then I do see some people that say, "Hey, you can do this part time," and I would say right now I'm not in the place where I would want to leave my job. I feel like I have the dream job. I love what I do. And it pays well. All
right, so here's my take.
I think that's where I'm stuck.
No, it's good. It's absolutely great. I wanted to know what you thought, because I've talked to some great real estate professionals, people that train other real estate professionals, and you cannot do real estate part-time as a full-time income. Mm-hmm. But if you're doing it part-time as a part-time job, I absolutely think you should do it, because I think you can do it well for part-time. So let me repeat what I said. Those people have told you that. They're absolutely right. You can't do real estate part-time if you want it to pay full-time. But if you want to just sell a house here and there, and let's say you make a nice $12,000 commission, or 18, or 30, or whatever it is, okay, depending on how big the house is in your market, you can use it to pay off debt. And in that case, if you're doing nights and weekends and you're busting it, you're gazelle intense, you're trying to show homes at nights and weekends, as a part-time side hustle to help pay off debt, absolutely, I think you should spend the $1,000 to get qualified. I really do.
I agree. I would say do a little bit more research. And again, I'm not an expert in this area. Ken is an expert in the career field, but I do think there's a little bit more upfront investment in the real estate agents. Like, you got to pay for signage, you got to pay for marketing of the house and stuff like that. And I could be wrong, but I think there are a little bit more. So what I would suggest is, if you go this route, I want you to be very careful on how much money you're pulling away from paying off debt to possibly sell some houses. So I like the idea, but I do think that there are, you got to pay for signage, you got to pay for.
Do you have a broker relationship already that you're working? Somebody that would take you under their wing for those kind of expenses that AO is talking about?
I do not. Like I said, I have some really good friends that have been doing this for many years. Actually, I got a couple friends that have been doing it for 20, 30 years.
All right, that's where you start. That's where you start today. As a matter of fact, before this week is over, you need to have had several conversations, whether in person or on the phone, to actually go through what Anthony's talking about. I took you at face value on the $1,000 for just the getting trained and the testing. But if you get, I would love for you to get underneath somebody who's a really successful broker in the area that would cover a lot of that stuff, so you wouldn't have to worry a lot about that, and they take you under their wing. Ideally, some of those people have been in there a long time. If you sit down and go, "Hey guys, I've always wanted to do this. Can you guide me?
Yeah.
Would you bring me along?"
That's good.
And explain why you're doing it. Say, "Hey, I'm trying to knock out $143,000 in debt." I think that's a wonderful, wonderful strategy.
Yep, I totally agree. Andrew. Hey, I'm rooting for you, man. You are winning.
Yeah.
I mean, $15,000 paid off in the last 2 weeks, and you could tell he's really excited.
Yeah.
He's really, 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 really excited about paying off his debt. And I love how you're starting to think, okay, what can I do to generate some more income? Just be wise. Find you a broker, see if they'll take on the fees for you. And if they do, go hard, man. Go hard. You'll be out of debt this year.
6% on a $300,000 house? Now he's going to pay taxes on that, but that's still a big chunk towards debt.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I like that. This is The Ramsey Show.
Folks, it's an honor to tell you about the Army National Guard. Not only are they big supporters of our high school curriculum, but they also give you the opportunity to impact your local communities. Whether your goals are to get an education, serve your country, or have a better life, the Army National Guard can help you get there. Plus, they offer unbelievable financial benefits. Secure your future today. Visit NationalGuard.com/Ramsey to find out more.
Edward is with us in Birmingham. Good afternoon, Edward. How can Ken and I help?
Hello?
Hey, Edward.
Anthony? Ken?
Yes, sir. How can we help, man?
Hi. Huge privilege speaking with you. Thank you for taking the call.
Yeah.
Just calling because I've got several dilemmas. Recently got out of the military about a little less than a year ago. Been in fellowships, walking with the Lord, and been following along with the Ramsey Show for quite a while. The family is rather difficult to get along with, doing a lot of exactly what's taught on the Dave Rants show, specifically what not to do. Already enrolled in Financial Peace University, and some of the dilemmas here is being at square one now, already seeing a therapist to have a meaningful conversation, to use the right words here. But long story short, just wrestling with a quality place to begin.
Can you be more specific? I was tracking with you a little bit. Where to begin what?
Yeah.
Where to begin, at least with like employment, getting back up on the feet.
Okay, gotcha.
Dealt with a lot of toxic leadership, and not to necessarily unpack anything here, but long story short, been struggling trying to actually put any of these teachings like into any kind of practicality here.
Okay, so first of all, thank you for serving us in our country. You're a great American. What have you sought to do when you get out of the military? What field do you want to be in? What kind of work do you want to be doing?
Well, been praying regularly for that. Fortunately, dealing with now having freedom and latitude here, there's a variety of options available, whether it be as a temporary solution here, Lowe's or construction. But unfortunately, wrestling with some difficulty or figuring out what that next move is meant to be.
Okay, so here's the deal. That's okay. I feel like we're not quite sure when you say you don't have freedom or latitude, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, getting out of the Marine Corps, it wasn't a choice that I actually had to make. The contract was over, but now I do have a lot more freedom here.
Okay, so you're out of the military, and if I'm understanding you correctly, you can decide wherever you want to go in Birmingham, Alabama, and go apply for a job. Nothing's holding you back from going after work, correct?
Essentially.
Well, yeah, essentially. So yes, all right. And so, what would you try tomorrow? Why are you just limiting yourself to a home improvement store? What do you want to do? What would you do, Edward, if you knew you couldn't fail? If you didn't have to spend any money to get qualified, I just put you in it right now. What would you do? What would you try?
Maybe in the Justice Department.
Great, and be more specific. What would you do in the Justice Department? What's that look like?
Well,
go ahead and say it.
Investigating is the only word that really come to mind right now.
Okay, and you've always been somebody who really is kind of intrigued, and you kind of get down to the details. You ask lots of questions. That's something that's kind of a pattern in your life, is that talent of investigation?
Well, there is a very regular pattern of asking questions and trying to understand something.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's people's skills can be a little bit rusty.
That's okay. Here's the deal. So you want to figure out how to. So right now, are you employed at all?
No.
Okay, you need to get employed. One of the worst things that can happen to anybody is to be out of work for a while. It causes tremendous trauma. You begin to start to doubt your self-worth, and then that's a really, really slippery slope. How long have you been out of the Marines?
Almost a year.
Okay, and you've not been working?
Looking for it.
No, I didn't say that. I said, have you been working at all since you've been out of the military?
No.
You need to. So let's get out tomorrow. Were you honorably? I mean, there was no dishonorable discharge, none of that, correct?
No, it's just general discharge.
Okay, so Edward, listen, you got to get your mojo, man.
Yeah.
And so until you can figure out what type of work you'd like to do in the Justice Department, whether that be on the local level, the state level, or the federal level, you need to start looking into that. today. What does it take to get qualified? What are the types of jobs? Do I want to be a law enforcement officer? Do I want to work for the FBI and be more on the criminal and forensic side? You've got to start really looking into that stuff. And when you do so, your heart is going to really make it very clear to you that, oh, that seems exciting to me. And then we look into that. We say, well, what does it take to get there? Meaning, how do I get qualified? Then we ask, well, how much is that going to cost? How long is that going to take based on my financial realities? My friend, you need to be working right now. So if you want to go work at a home improvement store, I'm all for that. I'm all for a second job. Yeah. You're a young man. You've got to get, Anthony, he's got to get feeling good about himself again to say, I'm working, I'm bringing in money, I now have a plan to look and investigate some ideas for my future. Yes. Once I look at those, then I come up with the other plan. And again, I gave you the 4 questions. Here are the 4 qualifying questions, AO, that'll help people not be so freaked out by the unknown. Number 1, once we have an idea of what we'd like to do, we look into, we say, what does it take to get qualified? 4 questions. The education question is first. What do I need to learn? Doesn't have to be a traditional college degree. Could be a training course, certification, whatever. Second question is the experience question. What do I need to do? Third question is the economic question. How much is that going to cost me? And then finally, based on my financial reality, the budget, how long will this take me to cash flow my way through it? Debt-free degree is an example of that, Anthony's book. So once we get the answers to those 4 questions, AO, we've got ourselves the ingredients of a recipe, if you want to use that analogy. So, we know how to cook this. Yeah. I know how to do this. And this young man needs to get hired. He needs to start working, stocking some money away so that he can pay and cash flow his way through this process.
Man, Ken, you hit that one on the head, man.
I read a study recently. You're a former pastor. Yeah. I read a study recently that said that when someone is out of work is up to 6 months, AO, listen to this, that the trauma is the same. The emotional trauma is the same as losing a loved one.
Oh, man.
And you understand this as well as anybody. Yeah. Speak to that. That speaks to somebody's they're like, hey, I'm not identity. Doing anything. Yeah. I don't feel like I'm making a difference. I don't feel like I matter. We know that's not true.
Not true.
But that's how they feel.
But, I mean, I think when you and again, I don't know the study, so I could be off. I'm just going by a general thought. I think that study is probably even higher with men.
Yes, you're right.
Because men, we identify ourselves by what we do by providing for our families or providing for ourselves. So if we're not able to provide, we feel as if we've lost a huge part of who we are as a man. And let's be real, we have. And so I agree that this young man needs to get out there just so he can have peace with, okay, I am a working man. Then from there, he needs to be connected with you, your brand, to really start identifying, okay, what's my sweet spot? Where do I go from there?
Yeah, let's make sure, Kelly, that Edward goes to my website, kencoleman.com. Get the Career Clarity Guide, very simple, free worksheet under my resources page that will walk him through the exercise to begin to get more ideas and really verify this idea of law enforcement or the justice system, and to begin to see what's out there. One of the things you and I preach to young people is, if you've got a general direction of which way you might want to go look at multiple. If you say, well, I'm interested maybe in medicine and healthcare, well, go meet a nurse practitioner or a physician's assistant or a surgeon or whatever, and begin to explore what it's like to do this work day in and day out.
Absolutely, man. Ken, you hit it on good, man. That's why I like doing a show with you, because you know how to answer the question and teach, man.
Well,
you're a teacher. You ever thought about being a professor?
I'm trying to hang with you, man. You're the professional preacher.
No.
I'm trying to hang with you. I'm just a preacher's kid.
No.
So I just got a little bit by osmosis. You know what I mean? Just being in the house, you know?
Y'all, man, we have one phone line just opened up. 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225. Kelly's standing by. We would love to take your phone calls right here on The Ramsey Show. name is Anthony O'Neill. Hosting with me today, co-hosting together, Kenny Coleman, the radio host of the Kenny Coleman Show, and my name, Anthony O'Neill, host of the popular YouTube show, The Table with Anthony O'Neill. Before we go any further, I really want you all to make sure that you all are listening every single day to the Kenny Coleman Show. It's available every weekday on Sirius XM, your local radio stations, and wherever you listen to podcasts. I would definitely say get up in the mornings if you're looking at how do I land my dream job, how do I even improve, build relationships with inside of my dream job, how do I go from where I'm at now to a higher level with inside of my dream job. I really want you to connect with my dear friend and my colleague, Ken Coleman, who's a host of the Ken Coleman Show, where he focuses on works that matters. Follow him on Facebook at Ken Coleman Show. Also, Instagram and Twitter, the Ken Coleman, not the Ken Coleman Show on Instagram and Twitter, but the Ken Coleman. And then get the book, The Proximity Principle, the proven strategy that will lead to the career you love. And I'll tell you right now, America, he's working on something special. He got two big things he's working on. I won't say it because I don't want to get in no trouble, because that's not my brand. But America, when I tell you, you want to be following his show, you want to be following him on Instagram, because he is working on things that's going to impact all of us, including myself. And so I want to encourage you all to please listen to him, listen to the show, call into the show, ask him some questions, read his book, follow him on Instagram.
Thank you, my man.
Hey, man.
I appreciate that. But listen, now the table is now in podcast form.
It is.
People know you on YouTube. The table's been rocking on YouTube. In fact, last year, an explosive year would be a mild way of putting it, but now you're bringing the table audio to podcasts. Wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, go check it out, because you're taking on some big conversations, and this is really good stuff. I highly recommend it because Anthony's got his finger on the pulse. So every Monday he's got a new episode. The Table now in podcast form, not just on YouTube. So doing some good stuff over there.
Thank you, Ken. That's what we do. Tag team.
Yeah, man.
Lift each other.
Hey, I was on Fox News last week.
You were.
And they asked me a question, and student loan debt came up. So here I am, and I just did a little whoop, just moved over a little bit, said, "Hey, let me tell you about my colleague.
Let me get that alley.
Let me tell you about my colleague, Anthony O'Neill." I did. I threw my own pass and dunked it for my man.
Yeah.
The number one best-selling book, Debt-Free Degree, and I think it's still as relevant as the day he wrote it, because we got a lot of kids that are going to come out of school, AO, in May, and they're going to be saddled with crazy debt.
They are.
It's right over there. Look at that. It's right over there to our left. Beautiful. As I say it's in my peripheral on the bookcase.
Listen.
Looking good.
All right, Ken. I'll give you a good tip when we get off.
I love it. Let's help some people,
Let's help some people, man. Hey, 888-825-5225. We have one phone line open, man. Y'all are calling in like crazy today. Kelly's standing by. She can squeeze one person in for this segment. But hey, give us a call. 888-825-5225. Let's go out to Toledo, Ohio, and have a conversation with Charles. Charles, good afternoon. How can Ken and I help?
Hey, thanks for taking my phone call. So, got married in 2017. We do have joint accounts. All of our accounts are joint accounts. We're both on both. When we got married, well, the question is, I'm wondering if I should let her finish paying off her car, or if I should just do it myself, because I'm getting tired of having it. Now, to explain that, after saying we have joint accounts.
Yeah.
When we got married, the agreement was she was going to stay home and do some couponing. About the time we got married, I started couponing, and I really fell in love with couponing. I loved it. I felt like I was stealing from the stores. They were paying me to carry their stuff out of the stores.
Wow.
So I told her, I said, I make pretty decent money, $28 an hour. I said, and I can work all the hours I want. I work pretty much 60 hours right now, sometimes a little more a week. I said, I'll make the money. You stay home and save us money. Take care of the kids, take care of the house, go to the gym, etc. None of that really happened very well. And I finally assumed, okay, maybe she just can't coupon well. She has a hard time looking at two products and knowing which one's the better deal. So she ended up getting a part-time job, $13 an hour, which is about all she's ever done is retail stuff. And so I'm trying to encourage her because I know when I paid off my car, when I had a loan before for my car, I paid it off, and that felt great. So I told her, I said, okay, when you get your paycheck every other Friday, take out what you want for you, your spending money, and then put the rest on the car.
Yeah.
And she's been plinking away at it about $400 or $500, maybe $600 every 2 weeks. It's like trying to shoot a bear with a 22.
Okay, hold on. All right. All right.
Yeah,
Charles.
Okay,
I tried.
Yeah.
I appreciate what you're saying.
Yeah.
If something's not lining up. So if you two are on joint accounts, that means you guys are making your money decisions together, then you shouldn't be calling us asking us if you should pay off your wife's car, and then you tell us a story that she's not paying enough out of her $13 an hour job. If you've got the money to pay it off, pay it off. Why do you need my permission or AO's permission? And you certainly don't need her permission other than buy-in to say this is our money. But you're saying you have joint accounts, but you're acting as though you have two separate accounts, and she's just kind of paying it off whenever she wants to. If you want the car to be paid off, sit down with her and cast vision and say, we're going to pay it off. I don't know what's missing here.
The only thing I left out, and I apologize for leaving this out, is I wanted her to feel good about paying it off, so maybe she could do what I did, which is like, wow, I paid that off. I need to go make more money.
No, it's not working, Charles.
Improve my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Charles,
she's not wired the way you're wired. Yeah. You're Mr. Coupon guy,
right.
Not her.
Yeah. And here's the problem that I keep hearing, Charles, and I'm not married, so I told the producer James the other day I'm gonna be careful how I say things because I'm not married.
All right, well, set me up and then I'll hit it.
I'm gonna set you up.
All right.
They can't be divided. I keep hearing her car, her money, her this, and it's not a we. It's not a are we going to do this? It's not our account. It's her money, this, that. I feel separation within a marriage.
Yeah. Is this the only debt you have?
It is. It's the only, other than the house mortgage. And I was just hoping it might be encouraging for her.
Stop, Charles. We've already gone down this path. I'm going to keep cutting you off if you keep trying to go down this. You're treating her like she's your teenage daughter.
I can't wait to get married,
dude. How much is the car? How much is owed on the car?
$700. It's been killing me for the last 5 years.
Oh my gosh! I'm hanging up the phone. This is the first time I'm gonna hang up on somebody. Hang it up.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't do it no more. This is ridiculous.
Charles,
this is ridiculous.
Pay the car off today.
Oh my gosh! I've never ever hung up on anybody.
What's going on?
This just happened.
He said 700. I thought he was going to say like 8,000, 10,000. I'm trying to get my wife to pay off the car with her $13 an hour job. $700. I want her to feel good. Pay the car off.
Oh, I didn't say nothing. But listen, I'm not even. See, I'm sorry, James. I'm not even asking my wife. I'm just cutting the check. I'm just gonna cut the check, baby. I paid off your card.
You know what I'd do? I'd spend $750 tonight. $700 to pay the car off, $50 on flowers, and tell her what you did.
Come on.
What is happening here? She's clearly not interested in paying it off. We got a communication problem on top of all this.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, what a good guy. But now, Charles, listen, you're a good man. Your heart's in the right place, I think. Your brain is totally in a different place. You all need to get back on the same page and say, I'm making this decision for us. This isn't about having your wife feel good about herself. Get rid of the $700.
Get out of debt.
This guy, he wants to.
Yeah.
He knows how.
And you know what? As a matter of fact, I would suggest that you two together, go listen to one of our teammates here, John Deloney. Y'all need some counseling together. Y'all need to talk through this together because there's no way in the world I'm having this kind of conversation with my wife. I'm just being honest. I'm sorry if I offended anyone, but I'm not. Babe, I paid off the car. God bless you. I love you. Here's some roses. This is The Ramsey Show.
Welcome back to the Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague Anthony O'Neill. And AO, I'm excited about this. Because we need more great people.
Yes, sir.
To do great work. At Ramsey Solutions, we're all about transforming lives. We want to disrupt the toxic culture in the area of money, obviously work, relationships, mental, emotional health, and beyond. And to be able to do that level of disruption, we need great people who are sold out to the same mission. And we now have 1,000 people at our company. It's hard to believe until we sit together in a staff meeting like we did this morning. We see all those great faces. So we need more people. And if you want to join us on that crusade, we're currently on the hunt for software engineers with expertise in Ruby on Rails, Java, C#, and front-end technologies. Or if you're a UX designer, SEO, and content marketing specialist, we'd also like to talk with you. Find out about all the available jobs. We have many, many more than just those technology jobs. And you can find out more by texting the phrase, "Work That Matters." That's one phrase, no spaces. Work That Matters. Text Work That Matters to 33789. That's 33789. And maybe we'll see you in the building soon.
Hey.
I met a sharp lady today right after staff meeting. She had listened to the Ken Coleman Show, called my show about 6 months ago. She didn't tell me she was applying to this company, but she was asking me advice for how to get in a certain place. And towards the end, I kind of figured it out. And I said, you wouldn't be applying for Ramsey Solutions, would you? And she said, yes. I said, well, if you get in, and it's hard to get in here.
Yeah, it is.
But I said, if you get in, come see me someday after staff meeting. Today, she came up and said hi. Started a month ago.
I love it.
So we need some great people. Work That Matters. Text that phrase to 33789.
I love it. I love it. Since you're leading us, man, where are we going next?
Let's see. Go to Kyle in Birmingham.
Kyle's in Birmingham. Hey, Kyle. Good afternoon. How can, how about to say Chris Hogan, Ken and I help you out?
Yeah, I've got an inheritance question.
Yeah.
My siblings and I received an inheritance from my father's mother, and he passed away years ago. It's only $55,000 divided 6 ways, so we each get a little less than $9,000 apiece. And we're trying to figure out the best way to use that money to care for my mother in the future. She has historically not been great with money.
Okay.
And I've been trying to help her, but I don't love the idea of just giving her the money. So I'm trying to figure out how or what the best vehicle would be to keep the money, save it for her, and help care for her when she's older.
Cool. How old is your mom right now?
She is 62.
Okay. How much debt is she in right now?
She is debt-free. And has, last I talked to her, about $120,000 total in savings.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. Why do you feel that you cannot trust your mom with the money?
Yeah, so when my father passed away, I became heavily involved in helping her with the transition. And I got her debt-free. We dealt with all of the finances, and I had her set up so that if she lived off of the interest alone, she would have money for, the rest of her life. And she burned through the stockpile.
Okay.
So she burned through all the reserves, and all that she was left with was the house. Okay. And then she sold the house.
Cool.
And that's kind of what she has left.
I got you. Ken, what are you thinking?
I have a question about all the siblings. Is everybody in agreement that they are going to each give their $9,000, the sum total being $55,000, to help your mom in retirement?
No, it's a mix. A couple of us that have had a pretty decent year are willing to give all of it. Some of us who have been unemployed for the last year need to keep some of it. So everybody's wanting to give some, and a couple of us more than others.
Well, I think then we find out what the number is, and then I think you need to sit down with one of our SmartVestor pros. I mean, that's why we have these men and women fanned out all around the country. And I would sit down with a couple. Do you actually work with one of our SmartVestor pros now on your own retirement?
I do.
I'd sit down. Well, then that's where I would go. I'd start there because you've got to trust a relationship. So I'd go to your SmartVestor pro and I'd say, all right, here's the deal. We've got and let's just say the number's 25 for round numbers. So that's what the total is, whatever. Here's what we've got. Here's what my history is with mom. Here's what she's done. How can we put this some money away where she doesn't touch it? But I mean, my guess is, and I'm going to give you a general answer. I'm not Dave Ramsey, but my answer is that she's not touching her current retirement. You say it was about $120,000. She's not trying to do anything squirrely with that, right?
No, she's not.
Then I would put it into that. So to me, it's just piling on what she already has. That's where you're going to get the best return.
Mm-hmm.
But again, your SmartVestor Pro is the person to talk to about the specifics of what she currently has and how to make the most of that money.
Yeah.
But since she's proven she's not being just crazy by trying to take out her retirement. So I'd just pile it on to what she has. That's the best use of that money, it sounds like to me.
And I would definitely as well, Kyle, have a conversation with your mother. Just pull her to the side and say, hey, Mom, we need to start making strategic moves to set you up for retirement, to set you up to win successfully financially in these next few years. And so we're going to make some wise decision with this pot of money that we're going to give back to you. But then also let's sit down with a SmartVestor Pro, like Ken said, and let's figure out, okay, how do we invest more? And then two, Mom, you have to make better financial decisions as well. Okay. You can't just be out here doing this and doing that. We need you to make strategic moves that sets you up to win in the future. Because, Mom, if we can set you up in a healthy place, this helps out your kids. And we're not stressed. We're not hurting our families, but we can still help you out. So I would definitely to have a conversation with your mom first, then reach out to a SmartVestor Pro, then make some moves from there. But such a great question there, Kyle. Thank you so much for calling in, praying for you, praying for your mom, and praying for the whole family that this will be an easy process. Real quickly, we're going to go out to Phoenix, Arizona, have a conversation with John. Good afternoon, John. How can Ken and I help?
Hi. I'm calling to ask about selling my 3 rental properties in order to pay off my home mortgage. Recently, we decided to have my wife leave her job to stay home with the kids, and our income has decreased by half to $72,000.
Okay.
If I restructure this way, I can better meet savings goals and have more breathing room in the budget, which is pretty tight right now.
Okay.
How much do you owe in your home?
About $300,000. Part of the reason we're getting this squeeze is it puts me above the 25% threshold for monthly home payment.
How much would you clear if you sell the 3 rentals?
$307,000 approximately.
So right at the number.
Yeah, I also have a good cash savings as well right now, but I probably need to sell at least 2 of the rental properties.
How much do you have in savings?
$178,000 in liquid savings is what I would call it.
What's your household income?
$72,000.
Okay, I thought you said you went down by 72. Okay,
and then this is the only debt you have is your actual home?
My home and the investment properties.
Right.
Cool.
Well, yeah, well, to be honest with you, I don't know that I would sell all 3. How much do you, what's the one that you owe the least amount on the rentals of the 3?
The one that I owe the least on?
Yeah, how much is that worth?
Well, they're all pretty different in equity. 2 of the houses, one has $100,000 of equity, one has $140,000 of equity, and one has $67,000. So if we were going to keep one, it'd probably be the lowest equity because it'd be, the least from getting to sell it.
Right. Well, with 178 in the bank, I mean, the way we teach the baby steps, and I'm sure you're familiar with them. If you're not, 3 to 6 months expenses is what we have you put in a emergency fund. So what's your 6 month on 72? Your take home is what? About 5
per month?
Yeah.
I think it's more like 42.
42. Okay. Here's the deal. I would use some of that cash.
Yeah.
Only sell 1 or 2 of the homes, keep 1, pay off the main house, and then attack those rental properties.
No, right on. I would do that. Or you can sell all 3 and just pocket
or
the
sell
money
all 3. Yeah,
you got to pay cash.
Yeah.
So not a bad idea right there, Ken.
In a great shape with that savings account.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm proud of you. This is the Ramsey Show.
This is James Childs, producer of The Ramsey Show. Did you know The Ramsey Show is one of the most popular podcasts in the world? Subscribe or follow today wherever you listen to podcasts.
This is The Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studio. This is The Ramsey Show, where America hangs out to have a conversation about your life and your money. My name is Anthony O'Neill, host of the popular YouTube and podcast show, The Table with Anthony O'Neill. And co-hosting with me today is Ken Coleman, host of The Ken Coleman Show and #1 national best-selling author of The Proximity Principle. And together today, we're going to be answering your questions around your life, your money, and your careers. If you're trying to figure out how do I make my shovel bigger, give us a call. We have the career expert in the building who will show you how to land that job, get that pay increase. And then once we can help you out over there, then he's going to throw an alley hoop over here to me. And I'm going to show you how to use the money to pay off your debt, build wealth, start investing, purchase your car. I want to see more young people can get their dream jobs, pay off their debt. When they pay off their debt, they have a fully funded emergency fund, and they're calling here saying, hey, how do I build my dream home?
Yes.
How do I buy my dream car?
Yes.
How do I send my kids off to their school? Those are the conversations that I'm looking forward to having down the road as we help people get out of debt and we start seeing their kids come up with no debt. And now they're saying, hey, I was set up right. I just landed my dream job, Ken. Thank you. Hey, Anthony, how do I do this over here? So I really want to encourage you to give us a call. We have 2 phone lines open here at the top of the hour. 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225. Kelly is standing by. And I'm excited. I really am excited. You excited, Ken?
I am. I love what you just said. I think that one of the other things we'd see happen as a result of that vision you gave us is, this well, the Mosaics, Gen Z, the Millennials, Gen Y, they are a very socially aware generation. And I think we'd see people doing more with that money as well. That would be so missional, people doing things to help others, starting nonprofits or starting causes, this generation really is. These 2 generations that I mentioned really are socially aware. And I think that, when Dave says and has said for many, many years, live like no one else so that later you can live and give like no one else, that give like no one else, I think those 2 generations
absolutely
could do some amazing things with that money. So I love that vision. And I think I'd add that one little thing right there because I think it could be extraordinary.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you, man. Well, hey, Skylar is with us in Iowa. Good afternoon, Skylar. How can we help?
Thanks for having me. I guess I kind of got late listening to the Dave Ramsey Show, and I did stuff backwards from, the baby steps. And we have a lot of money, me and my fiance, in savings account. But with her only working part-time, going to school, being a nurse practitioner, she gets very anxiety about paying off some of the debt with that just because she doesn't work as much. I guess I just don't know the way to help get her over that to get a couple of our debts paid off.
So when you say your fiance, right? Now, when you say help her get over what? A little bit more specific.
She just gets anxiety about spending that money just because she's only working part-time. Okay. And she just, I guess, she likes having that safety net there, even though it's a lot of money just being set there.
How much is a lot of money?
We got about $75,000 in savings and then another $13,000 in our wedding fund for May.
And how much money do you owe in debt?
I owe $16,000 on a truck, and we have $8,000 on our student loans. Is all we owe.
So you owe $24,000 and you got $75,000 or $78,000. Is that what you said? $78,000?
Yep. And it's about $10,000 a semester for her school that we've been trying to pay up front.
And you guys are cash flowing that together, right?
Yes.
I think you just have to sit down with her and walk her through it and go, look, if we pay my truck off and we pay your loan off, okay, that's $24,000 if I got the numbers right. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. So show her what's left. It's the old math problem. Okay, and you show her what's left after that, and you go, we still have our $13,000 in our wedding fund. We still have 78 and 24. What is that? 58 and so 54, right?
Yes. And we both have good retirement funds too.
Yeah, but I'm not even talking retirement because we're not going to touch that. I'm saying you still have over $50,000 in savings plus the 13, and you guys are debt free. You got your 3 to 6 months already fully funded before you ever walk down the aisle. There's nothing for her to have anxiety over. Help her see how much money you guys are going to save per month off of those debt payments. Show her that number.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: when are y'all getting married?
May 1st.
Okay, so it's right around the corner. Okay, so March, April, May. Okay, cool. Typically what we teach on the money side of things is we don't combine income other than savings account for the wedding until we're actually married.
That's true. That is correct.
So I would definitely say I would wait to combine your income to pay off debt. You could take your money and pay off your debt. She could take her money and pay off her debt.
How is that savings broken down? Thank you for saying. I was under the impression it was your money. That's a very good point. Thank you for clarifying that. How much of that 78 is yours versus hers?
She's got about 44, and I got about 34.
Okay. Yeah, so everything I said, except that I missed that. Thank you, AO, for bailing me out there. We don't want to confuse folks.
Yeah.
But she could still pay off hers.
Yeah, she still could.
She's only got 8.
Yeah.
She's still going to be in great shape.
Yeah. So I agree. She could pay off hers. You can save some of yours to pay for the wedding, or y'all can do that together. But the key thing here is...
And that's what's in our savings. The wedding stuff is all separate from that.
Perfect. Then, I agree with Ken. She can pay off hers. You can start attacking yours and go from there. But I would not combine bank accounts until the day after your marriage. But I mean, what you all are doing right now is great. You have the money to take care of that. I will go ahead and take care of it. And I definitely want to.
Let me ask him real quick, Skylar.
Yeah.
What does she say what is her anxiety? That's just a fancy word, in this situation for fear. What is she afraid of if she spends that $8,000 of her 44, taking her down to 36? What is she scared of specifically? Has she told you?
Not really.
I'd start
she always
with that.
Just worries about it.
Well, but so here's the deal. So you started off the call saying, how can I help her? I think you got to have a conversation with her and say, hey, what are you scared about? If you cut a check today for $8,000, you are debt free. And I'm going to cut a check on my side. You get to decide. So by the way, AO's right. You need to lead. You need to go ahead and pay that truck off.
Yeah.
And show her. Yeah. Show her how much you still have left over and say, what are you scared of? Because look at how much money I saved a month to show her that car payment. And just show her how that plays out. On a depreciating asset, by the way. So just show her some real numbers, but then say, hey, what are you scared of? Let her tell you. Once she tells you, why don't you listen to her? And I know you're not going to belittle it, but don't try to tear it apart. Just let her voice what she's scared of and then go, hey, but you don't have to be scared of that. Here's why. And let her see how big picture, hey, do you want to be on the same page? We've got to be on the same page before we get married. We got to get on the same page on the money stuff.
Yeah. And I try to show her, like, we looked up jobs and what she's going to be making when she's done. I'm like, if you're debt free coming out of it, that savings is going to be there in a year.
Yeah, this is a math problem. Show her how the math actually adds up. And you guys are going to be in great shape. Wow, what a great way to start your marriage.
I love it. This is The Ramsey Show.
Healthcare has gotten to be ridiculous. It puts people, on the brink. And so it would have put us on the brink had we not had CHM. CHM saved our life, saved our financial lives.
Christian Healthcare Ministries, or CHM, is not health insurance, but it is a budget-friendly option and the original health cost-sharing ministry for Christians. Get started today and check us out at chministries.org/budget.
Connor is with us in Youngstown, Ohio. Good afternoon, Connor. How can Ken and I help?
Hi. So I'm 19 years old and newly married. I was never really afforded the opportunity to go to college based on my circumstances. And I needed to support myself and be able to pay rent after high school. So, while I was in high school, I got a trade school degree, and currently I'm working as a machinist.
Okay.
So I just recently got married, and I got myself in a little bit of a mess during COVID. But I'm on baby step number 2. I have 2 credit cards paid off, and I married some student loan debt, but so I have to pay that down, and then I have a personal loan that I have to take care of. But other than that, everything's going well, getting the debt paid down pretty quickly. Ultimately, I was just wondering, since I have to work full time and I have another mouth to feed now, I was just debating on whether or not college would be worth it. Because, I mean, I wasn't able to go out of high school, but and I know you guys teach the student loan debt isn't a good idea, obviously. So,
what do you want to do? You're 19, so you're really young, but you've already been in the trades long enough to get a good sense of what that's like. What do you want to do?
Well, I worked in a machine shop through high school too, part-time. So, I mean, this is about my 4th year doing it. I'm making almost $45,000 a year.
Good for you.
I usually go over with overtime.
Good.
But so, I mean, we make ends meet just fine. Cost of living in my area as well.
What do you want to do? You're 19. What do you allow yourself to dream about when you're stuck at the stoplight or you're mowing the grass or you're working out? What do you want to do when you're 39, 49? What do you want to do? Successful. Picture yourself. What are you doing?
I want to own my own shop someday.
So you're doing the work. Yeah. You're doing the work. You're getting paid, Connor. You're getting paid by somebody else to learn how to run a shop. So while you're doing one role, your head needs to be on a swivel, and I'm guessing it already is. You sound like a really mature 19-year-old, but you're just paying attention to everything you can pay attention to, and then if you're in a good relationship with your leader right now, eventually you're taking him or her to lunch, whoever's running the shop over there, and you're saying, hey, how do you do the books? How do you pay? How do you save money on parts? You're learning everything you can, because one of these days you're going to do it for yourself. So do you need to go to college? I'm going to flip the question on you. Do you need to go to college to eventually become an entrepreneur, owner of your own shop business? Do you?
Well, I mean, I suppose I wouldn't. I mean, I've definitely thought about getting my mechanical engineering degree because I love mechanical systems and design and just figuring out how things work.
How would that help you achieve your dream? You tell me.
Ultimately, I mean, for customer service based as far as designing, re-engineering different parts and things that they need made. I mean, most machine shops hire an engineer.
Okay.
But, I mean, ultimately it comes down to whether I want to shoot for the stars and just bet on me doing that or going to college, sort of a safer route to just make a higher income as an employee.
Oh, wait a second. See, now this is AO. I'm getting all fired up. You have been taught, Connor, the culture has taught you that going to college is a safer route. Let me remind you, you're already in the industry. All you got to do is keep doing a good job and acquire some skills in the actual shop, and you can keep moving up. Is that true or false? And I don't mind if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I'd say that's true.
Absolutely, it's true. So again, your income is based on your output, not the degree. Am I right or am I wrong in this particular business? So if you want to go get a mechanical engineering degree just because you want to have it, great. But wait until you and your bride pay off that debt and you save up money, and my friend here can take over and tell you how to do the degree debt-free. He'll give you his book. I'm just volunteering you to give this young man the book. But here's the point, Connor. That's up to you. But I'm answering your question. Do you need to go to college? I don't think so. I think you answered it.
Yeah.
Do you want to? If you want to, great. But you better cash flow it, AO.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Ken. I really don't even want to talk about college. I think that I think, Connor, what you need to do is just focus on your sweet spot, like what you and Ken just talked about, and maybe go to trade school so you can learn some particular stuff around that. But I would not go to college, man. I mean, I can give you a copy of my book. No, I'm not going to give you a copy of my book. What I want you to do is connect with Ken. I want you to listen to his show, and I really want you to learn more and more and more about his content, because I think your path is different, and there's nothing wrong with your path being different.
Yeah.
And I think you just have to accept that. Making $45,000 right now, if I'm not mistaken, that's what he said, right?
Yeah.
The average single person is making $48,000, so you're only $3,000 less than the average person in America right now. So you're doing very well, Connor.
And you and your wife, double income, pay off the debt, walk out the baby steps, pay off the debt, get the 3 to 6 months expenses in the bank, start saving 15% of your income towards retirement. You guys are going to be net worth millionaires starting as early as you are. And then, listen, you're being trained. You're being paid right now to learn how to run the business you eventually want to run.
Absolutely, absolutely. Nick is with us in Atlanta, Georgia, where the NBA All-Star was. Man, that was amazing. Last night, yeah. Nick, how's it going, man?
How you guys doing?
Doing good. How about yourself? How can we help?
Doing good. So long story short, I'm turning 28 on a Wednesday, getting married in July.
Congrats.
My fiance is going to be 26 in July, and we're going to be projected to get onto baby step 4 by year's end, I would say.
Great.
But my question for you is more career-based. I'm a full-time teacher. I've been teaching for 5 years now, and this year I've been really thinking about long-term in terms of if I want to take the administrational step forward and get into principal, superintendent, things of that nature. I'm going to have my student loans paid off very soon.
Yep.
But I do know that if I do take this route, I'll probably need more schooling. So I just want to get your thoughts if you think, like what your thoughts are with that.
Well, the question is, do you want to be in educational leadership? Yes or no?
I think I do, because I didn't really think about putting myself in this position when I first started teaching, but as years have gone on, I've taken more leadership roles as a teacher. And
now, when you say, now, Nick, I'm a words guy, because usually words matter. And I'm just curious, when you say, I think I want to, is that because you're still not 100% sure? Are you 80% sure? Are you 50% sure? I want to know a real accurate answer. How sure are you that you want to be in administration, in education?
I'd say it's a little over 50%. I wanted to be a teacher since I was like in 5th grade.
Right.
It's my passion and I love it. But I'm thinking just long term, and right now I'm making $54,000, and I do, not for the number, but I would like to get in the 3-figure range just to support my family.
Okay, so here's the deal. All right, Nick, this is a potential trap. I get this call all the time on the Ken Coleman Show. Ken, I took a promotion. Ken, I changed careers to make more money. I'm 6 months in. I'm a year and a half in. I'm 3 years in. I'm not happy. So, Nick, you're 50% sure. You have got to practice the proximity principle right now. And that says in order to do what Nick wants to do or thinks he wants to do, he's got to be around people that are doing it in places where it's happening. Here's my homework assignment. You need to get on the phone or in person with 2 to 3 people that are in administration, in education, and you do like a college term paper on them over coffee or lunch or over the phone. And when they fill in everything that has to be done to get there, what it looks like during the day, a week, a month, a year, several years, your head and heart are going to get aligned. When the head gets the knowledge, the heart will then confirm or deny the idea. You need to be 100% sure, not 50. And don't pursue this just for money. I'm going to tell you right now, there are plenty of teachers out there that are net worth millionaires. Chris Hogan's Everyday Millionaire study proves it.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is The Ramsey Show. 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225. We have this segment and one more segment, so we would love to take your phone calls. Ken Coleman, your career expert, and myself, Anthony O'Neill, Life and Money Guy, is here to help you out. We would love to have a conversation with you. So give us a call, and we'll help you out as much as we can.
Before we get to the phones, you need to find out for yourself why Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings. You get free samples, free shipping, and with the new promos they run every month, you'll save even more. Use the promo code Ramsey to get the best deal. Rules and restrictions apply.
So, Ken, today's question comes from Tamara in Connecticut. She says, my daughter wants to go to school in South Carolina for $40,000 a year. There is a school here in Connecticut that she has been accepted to as well, and the cost is approximately $20,000 a year. Okay. How do I get through to my daughter that taking out loans to go to school is not a good idea? I have told her that we can pay for her to go local without her taking loans, but she insists on going to this school that is double. She didn't put that in there. I said that. I have shown her the interest calculator, and she doesn't care. Do you have any tips on how to get through to her? Yeah, I have a tip. Tell her.
I was waiting on that one.
I just had to say it. I had to say it in a respectful way. Tell her, your 18-year-old daughter is not old enough to make wise decisions, especially financial decisions, right now. You're going to tell your daughter, hey, listen, you're going to go to a school that we can afford because you can't afford nothing. We are not signing. We are not taking out any student loans, especially when you can get the degree here for half the price. So right now, there's really no convincing. It's a daughter. This is what me, your father, and yourself can afford. And we are going to pay cash for this school. So this is the school you want to go to. Now, if you want to go to another local in-state school, we are more than welcome to have that conversation. But what we're not going to do is pay $20,000 more to get the same education, to get the same degree, just at a different school. Because right now, your daughter's excited about going to her school that her friends may be going to, or the school that may have some good fraternities or sororities, or known for good partying, or known for this. No, tell her your dream school is a school we can graduate from debt free, and this is the school you're going to. And so for me, that's how I'm having a conversation. Now, I'm not going to go that aggressive, but I am going to say, hey, daughter, no. That's off the top. But here's why I'm saying no. And I know you may not understand it today, but when you graduate high school and when you when you graduate college and you walk across that stage and you have a debt-free degree, and when you meet your peers and they're saying, man, I'm in $50,000 worth of debt. I'm in $125,000 worth of debt. I'm drowning in student loan debt. I got to move back home. You will then thank me for saying no. So that's just my answer on that. Am I wrong there, Ken? You have a daughter.
No, I think you're spot on. She has an assumption problem. She's assuming it's her decision. It's not.
She plays a role in the decision, but she doesn't have the final say-so.
Yeah, I'd have a little fun with it. I wouldn't even make it a big discussion. I'd be sarcastic and go, have you lost your mind? I'm in charge. And these are all the reasons why I'm in charge. I have some fun with it and just take the oxygen out of it in my house. I mean, when my kids think that when they start making decisions and tell me they're going to do stuff, I go, well, then we have a role problem. Let me remind everybody of your role in this house, you know.
Oh, man.
That's what I like to do.
Hey, man, listen, my parents they weren't even like that. I was like, Mom, I want to do this. She would just ignore me like I never even said nothing.
Right.
Yeah, like what?
Well, it's great that you want to. I'm glad that you want to. Hey, there's things I want to do as well.
Oh,
hey,
man.
I want to drive a Lamborghini every day.
Right.
I'm unable to do that.
Hey, man, listen, me too.
Okay.
I can't afford that.
I can want to do something all I want to, but if I can't afford it, I'm not going to do it.
Yes.
So there you go. Pretty simple stuff. Yeah.
Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Ike is in Pensacola, man. Hey, good afternoon. How can Ken and I help?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I guess I have a question about church.
Oh.
Yeah.
The pastor is in. Anthony awaits your question.
Good. Yeah, I'm debt free. The church I attend pay 10% tithes each month and have done for years. okay, the church out here now do not give us a feedback on where the money is going. So am I supposed to be happy with just paying 10 and leaving it up to them to make decisions on the money, or should I know where my money is going? Am I being a good steward?
I mean, if you want to go biblical, yes, you give 10% because that's biblical. So you're not really giving it to the church, you're giving it to God. Then the church is going to be responsible to how they're dealing with the funds with God. Now, if you know for sure that the church is doing something irresponsible, they're not being good stewardships of the money, then it's not even about giving money to the church. It's about leaving the church, period. Okay, so that's what I would say. But if I am at the church, it's not my responsibility to question how the church is dealing with the funds. My personal beliefs, and I want to make sure I'm being careful here because this is my personal conviction. I'm not giving money to Pastor Ken per se if he was the pastor of my church. I'm being obedient, and I'm just setting myself up to receive blessings from God. The church is not going to give me a blessing. The church is not going to give me a miracle. I'm saying, okay, God is saying give 10% because 10% back in his hands is much better than in my hands. And so I'm activating faith. I'm activating God so he can know he can trust me with more. Now, from there, it's between the church and God how they deal with those funds. But if I publicly see and I know for sure that they are not being good stewards with the funds, then it's not about me giving tithe. I'm finding a completely different church. And so, yes, if the church is still in debt, if you do not know where the funds are going, I'm not really too concerned. I don't know where my funds are going inside my personal church. They do have like a yearly update on what they did the previous year and how many mission trips. And I don't even go to those meetings because, again, I trust my church and my church is still in debt. So to answer your question, yes, wherever you're getting fed at, you should be sowing into the church. But if you feel as if the church is doing something wrong, leave. Ken, you want to add something to that?
Would not add anything.
Hey,
very good.
Such a good question, man. Thank you so much for calling in on that one. Ashley's with us in Detroit. Good afternoon, Ashley. How can we help? I'm sorry, I hit the wrong. There we go. All right, that was weird. I hit 4 and it went back. Okay, hey, Ashley, how can we help?
Hey, guys. I was wondering, so I'm kind of in a pickle. I'm in the process of, I want to buy a house, but I also want to go back to school and get my degree.
Okay.
Why do you want to get your degree?
Right now I'm a CNA, and I just kind of want to go back to just get the full RN.
Okay. And how much schooling do you need? Is it a 2-year program?
Well, with my past credits, I will probably have to redo more classes because it's been like 10 years since I've been in school.
Okay.
So I would want to just start fresh, honestly.
Okay, so how many years are we talking about?
About 4 years.
Okay. And are you going to cash flow your way through it?
I'm hoping to. I don't want to do any credit at all.
Good.
Well, you said hoping. Hoping is still a possibility. So we're not even having a conversation going back to school, Ken, unless we know for sure, Ashley, we're not going to borrow any money.
Yes.
No, I don't. I've done the student loan thing, paid it off. Right now, I'm about $2,000 in credit card debt.
Okay.
And that's just only because of last year, due to COVID.
Okay. Well, I want you to hold on because we're about to come up on a break. And I want to make sure that Ken and I can definitely help you walk you through this process because Ken he's a career expert. And I think your question is important. But then also I want to hear about your dreams about purchasing a home. And we need to figure out what's the best move.
Yep.
Going back to school or purchasing a home. So stay on the line, Ashley, and we'll be right back after this commercial break. All right?
Okay.
All right. I like this question.
This is good. There are some steps she needs to take, and I like that we're going to kind of come back and reset for her, help her figure out what do I do first? Yeah. What does that mean? How long will it delay the house purchase? So good stuff. All right. So when we come back, we'll pick Ashley back up. He is Anthony O'Neill. I'm Ken Coleman, and this is The Ramsey Show.
Today's scripture and quote comes from 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17. And we all, with unveiled face, beholding the glory of the Lord, are being transformed into the same image from one degree of glory to another. For this comes from the Lord, who is the Spirit. Coco Chanel once said, don't spend time beating on a wall, hoping to transform it into a door. Before break, Ken and I were talking to Ashley out of Detroit, and she has an amazing question that I think is very important for us to dive into. And I didn't want to rush her off the line. Ken and I both didn't want to do that because it's a hard decision. Do I go back to school at 32 or do I go purchase a home? So, Ashley, what's your exact question for us? How can we best help and serve you right now?
Okay, right now, I was just wondering, going back to school, what would be a better option for me? I know both are pretty adamant to me right now, but what would be better? I don't want to get into any more debt. I've literally gotten out of debt. I haven't used any debt in the last, 5 years until, COVID hit. But I just want to know what would be better for me in this situation.
Are you prepared to buy a house right now? Do you have the at least 20% down payment?
No, I don't have the 20% down payment.
So
but
you're not...
I have the 10. So it's depending on, right now my range would be between 80 and 100,000. So I do have that 10% to put down.
Okay.
But I don't know, am I making the right decision when it comes towards this? Because I do have kids too. But I also kind of want to just further my career, and I don't want to be in one of those dead-end careers where you're just stuck in.
How much are you making right now, Ashley, annually?
A year, I make about $40,000.
Yeah, and then if you go to RN, I think you'll be making right at about 80 to 100.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you cash flow this? Go ahead, Ken.
Well, yeah. Answer that quick. Can you cash flow your way? We were talking about this before, but you feel like you can cash flow your way through nursing school?
No, not really. Not if I use what I have, because my savings is pretty much the 10%.
For the house.
Yeah.
So you have $10,000 pretty much in your savings, right?
Pretty much.
How much is it for your program?
I would say about 8.
8, okay. How much would the program cost you?
It depends, because I kind of wanted to start fresh and go through community college before I actually get into the program.
Yeah. It's gonna be about $40,000 on average.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, Ashley, I mean, you get to decide. I mean, and I think he and I are probably on the same page here. I mean, look, you are pretty much capped out financially in the current field that you're in. You could work a second job to help cash flow your way through and save, but you got kids. I mean, there's a lot of sacrifice ahead for you regardless. So whether you choose buy the house first and then eventually go to nursing school, there's sacrifice. If you choose I'm going to rent and I'm going to go to nursing school and then put off buying a house down the road, there's a sacrifice there. So there's no getting out of you sacrificing something, and then to save up more money to put down on a home, to save up the money to cash flow through nursing school. Either way, you're going to have to really get after it, and you're going to have to sacrifice, say no to some things. You're going to have to work really, really hard. And in my opinion, based on what I do every day, talking to men and women who are trying to figure out what they want to do with their life, I think you really, really want to be an RN, not just because of the money, but because of the work itself. I think it's really important to you. So based on what I'm hearing you say, and you can correct this, but what I'm hearing you say is that really matters to you. And so I would put off buying a house. There will always be houses. And I know that some people look at, well, I'm 32, I don't own a home yet. I just wouldn't allow that narrative to kind of hit you in the head every day like you're some sort of less than because you don't own a home yet. I mean, your reality is your reality.
Yeah.
And to make the future better, I think a big part of that is cash flowing your way through nursing school. So I would not spend any money on a home right now.
Yeah, and I just did the research for you, so I want to make sure my numbers are right. So yeah, on the low end, it's going to be about $40,000 up to $100,000 to get that degree. So you will go definitely to the low end,
yes,
to get that degree. But here's the thing. RNs are starting off on ZipRecruiter, starting off at about $50,000 to about $94,000 a year. So I think the question is going to be like, hey, you got to look up in your particular city. Okay, what are RNs making? If they're only making $50,000 a year, $54,000 a year, and you're already making $45,000, is it worth it? And then, am I willing to move to make more money?
Yeah.
So right now, I think you have to really step back and ask yourself, Ashley, okay, let me do all the research. This is what I want to do, like what Ken teaches, what I teach, and then figure out, okay, what can I make? And then once you do the proper research, put them side by side. What's the best move for me and my family?
Here's the other thing, Ashley. You said something twice. You said, I really want to start from scratch. Well, I want to do a lot of things, but I just don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you need to do that. You don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that like that's some sort of honorable thing. And you're an awesome rock star, okay? Yeah. Ashley, I'm not picking on you. What I'm saying is that's a purist, and I appreciate that as much as anybody. But I'm just telling you, don't start from scratch just because you want to. If you've already got credits, let's start where we left off. That's going to save you time and money, Ashley. Time and money.
Man, thank you so much, Ashley, for calling in.
You got this. Don't quit.
Don't quit. You got this. Adam is with us in Chicago, Illinois. Good afternoon, Adam. How can Ken and I help?
Hey, guys. I'm calling in. I got kind of myself into a financial situation, so I'm just about to finish med school. And before this, I worked really hard. I got out of undergrad with no debt.
Okay. There we go.
With med school, I couldn't, land that. And right now, I got $420,993 in med school debt.
$420?
You wish.
$420,000. 100,000. Yeah, I wish.
Whoa.
Be a very
wow.
You graduated with your bachelor's with no
debt. Now he's in $420,000 in med school debt.
Okay, how much do you make a year right now, Adam?
He's not out yet.
Zero. I'm graduating right now.
How much do you think you will make a year?
An intern, depending on where you're working exactly, can be anywhere between $52,000 to $60,000.
Oh my goodness. And what's the eventual goal, the eventual destination?
The eventual destination is interventional radiology.
And which is going to pay what range?
Very well.
Depending on, where you work and the type of practice you're in, anywhere between $350 to $800.
Cool.
Okay, so what's your question? We only got about a minute and a half.
Okay, so my question for you guys is, I know that the public service loan forgiveness, those guys are not getting their loans, forgiven. It's only like 1%.
No.
I ran the numbers, and with what I'm taking home, if I'm able to, tutor a little bit throughout the week, I can augment that enough to where I'll barely be able to make the payments to pay, this off theoretically in 10 years with the graduated plan. Would you guys suggest that over, making the bare minimum loan payments that I see, so many of my colleagues make, and then, it's 20 years post-med school and they're still, paying this thing off?
Adam, how old are you, man?
I'm 30.
All right, cool. Great. Here's the thing, Adam. You're going to be 30 for the next 10, 15 years. You're going to work like you're 30. You're going to live like you're 30 for the next 10 years. You do not have time for luxury. You do not have time for fun. You're in $420,000 worth of debt right now. Yes, you're going to work your behind off. Mm-hmm. You're going to make extra payments. If your girlfriend comes up to you and says, hey, baby, can we go out to eat? You're going to tell her, no, we can have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at the house. You're not getting a nice car. You're going to get an ugly car. You're going to get a car that you can pay for cash. I'm sorry, but that's what you got to do. I'm sorry. Ken, thank you so much.
Yeah, always fun.
James, Kelly, thank you all so much. America, thank you so much. Don't forget, the caliber of our financial future will be determined by the decisions we made today. You made the right one by listening to The Ramsey Show with Ken Coleman and myself.
Have a friend or family member that needs a daily dose of Ramsey advice in their life? Let them know about the Ramsey Call of the Day podcast. It's a quick hit of advice about life and money in under 10 minutes. Check out the Ramsey Call of the Day podcast wherever you listen to podcasts.